Okay. So, Michael, would you take us through solid versus liquid?
Happily. Solid versus liquid. Quote from Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1. Come, all you who are thirsty, come to the waters. And if you have no money, come, buy and eat. Come, buy without money, for this wine and milk are unsaleable. What just connected, I just connected to the liquid reference in this verse. I've read this verse a number of times, and what's really interesting is that in the concept of not enough, we're speaking of being unsaleable and liquid, and we're looking at the liquid code. So I appreciate having heard that.
Lovely. Thank you.
We see the table with fractals. We'll come back to that, I'm assuming. Just like the previous chapter reviewed the understanding of the solid code, which was termed beloved, this chapter now allows me to explore the tenets of the liquid code, which is above. Why liquid versus solid? It is because I am no longer aware that matter, as established by quantum science, is mostly empty. While being as a wave, it is liquid. While being as a particle, it is solid. And I'm still confused. What is being solidified and what is being liquefied? Just like my knowledge of the self is solidified by the solid code, my ignorance will eventually be liquefied by the liquid code. Only then will I stop being a slave to the number of bills I have in my wallet and/or the amount of calories I ingest. Instead, I will have faith in my needs being fulfilled moment by moment, since I will trust in God. And as I exit scarcity, my attention will shift from being fixated to being free.
What speaks to you there, Michael?
The last sentence, and it gets back to the rigidity of the earth realm and how when I've done the work, it becomes the experience of free instead of fixated. It's like instead of being fixated on what I need to do and what I don't need to do and all of that petty logic, there is a field of energy that is in charge and giving me what's necessary moment by moment.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. So, Sarah, you're still unmuted.
Okay.
What touches you here on that page? What question might you have?
I was just thinking how I watched a video last night that was talking about just this, like how to open the field and become liquefied. So what touched me was I love my ignorance will eventually be liquefied, and I'm grateful for that.
Ditto. Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Amanda, what about you? What touches you here?
Just a moment of real honesty with myself that I really am mostly fixated 98% of the time on doing things that will make me free. But that's a fixation that is very deceptive. On the outside, it looks like I'm free, but inside I'm fixated on making myself free always. So I don't have freedom.
Yeah. Or at least we think you are, thinks that you don't have freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally can relate. Thank you, Amanda. And Danielle, what about you? What speaks to you on that page?
So many things. So when Michael was reading, I was thinking about the waters and the tears, the emotions, and that opened up a liquidity. And I remember when I was selling oil and gas deals, one of the lines were when I was talking to qualified millionaires, what are you liquid for? I mean, that was a question we would ask. What are you liquid for? How much cash do you have?
Well,
And as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about the caterpillar, because the caterpillar gorges itself and then it makes a cocoon and turns into liquid. It's like some gross, gooey, stinky, nasty stuff. And then it becomes a butterfly when it breaks through from the cocoon. And that's like, oh wow. That's like, wow. So one of the things that since I've been up since about 5:30 this morning, I've been resting. I've turned off my screen and just relaxed and listened and felt into it. And when we first opened up the class today, I was thinking about what we read about dreaming of separation. And I dream a lot about separation. I'm in a trance. I'm in a daily trance of thinking the material is material versus knowing from quantum that it is empty. It is wave. And I'm mesmerized by the particle. And I forget that there ain't no particle with ain't no wave. And I'm going to be dead someday. So that particle is going to be dead. He dead, particle dead, but the wave not dead, the wave alive, the wave eternal. And it made me think of a song. I'm dreaming of a
white
actually
Christmas.
Well, that you would think, but I'm dreaming of a. No, wow, I've lost it. But it was I'm dreaming of. I'm dreaming of separation, just like the days I used to know. And I'm thinking, wow, I am so caught up in the particle. I am so attached, addicted to the particle. And I've got some sentimental, unwarranted loyalty to those fucking particles, and they don't even really exist. So I'm on several levels here going, wow, man, who put LSD in my punch this morning, right? So I'm having a blast as I rest and participate.
Beautiful. Thank you, dear Kantara. Beautiful singer. So, Michael, would you tell us more about the liquid code and the fractals themselves?
Yeah. So the thing I enjoy about the liquid code is that it's multifunction. The colors serve a purpose as I deepen my inquiry. If what I resist persists is true, then understanding resistance can be aided by knowing the color code that XPR offers. In this case, the wax that goes into my ear that blocks me from hearing is the first step. And what is it that I'm here to hear? Who I am. And when I'm not the voice, I'm in ignorance, and that's screech. My voice is a screech. And so the color code of gold is the same color as the liquid wax that's in my ear. In the same way that the red blood represents the prostitute within me, the part of me that's split, the mind that will sell itself for a few pennies. And that's the red of the prostitute with the black. It's the red light district, literally. Moving into the black tier, this is the putrefaction, the idea of sabotage, the addictive part of me that cries the black tears. Moving into the white milk of the victim, the yellow urine of the child, and the purple marrow of the rising angel. So these colors are helpful as I begin to feel the 6 days of the shadow, of the ignorance, that are mapped to instruments in the same way that the love code offered instruments. The dream code offers instruments where instead of being the voice, I'm screech. Instead of being spirit, I'm in the forsaken spirit. Instead of being in the heart, I'm in the broken heart. Instead of being the officer in the body, I'm the pain body. Instead of being the visionary soul, I'm the lost soul. And instead of being the engineer with a clear mind, I'm in a split mind. So we've got the antithesis, the paradoxical partner of the love code that's represented with the color code of the dream code.
Yeah, so what I really would like to do here, and thank you, Michael, I hear your passion for this technology and its depth, but it's important to take it step by step. And on that page, there's no visionary, there's no engineer, there's no child. There's just the relationship of 6 body liquid to 6 instruments of knowledge. That's what is on this page. And speaking of enough, that is enough. So how the golden wax is that creates what creates the instrument of ignorance of the voice that comes out as a screech. How out of believing that my blood is not the same color than your blood. We're of a different blood. I get into a split mind. How going into the tears and the dark waters of my soul, I lose my soul. How, when I didn't get enough white milk from my mommy, I get into pain body. How the fact that I can't control my urine breaks my heart. And now how, if I'm not in touch with the marrow inside the innermost essence, the bones of my being, I'm going to be forsaken. So that's the first step, and we're going to deepen it with what Michael touched upon. But for the moment, I want to stay with that simplicity. So, Amanda, between golden wax, red blood, black tear, white milk, yellow urine, purple marrow, and the instrument of ignorance that they bring forth, which one touches you more directly?
Pain body.
Thank you. Sarah. which of the 6 do you see a connection between the liquid good and the instrument of ignorance? Which one speaks to you more? You're mute.
Red blood, split mind.
Very good. Danielle, which liquid, which instrument of ignorance speaks to you?
Purple marrow, forsaken spirit.
Yep, mine too. And Michael, which?
It would be the yellow urine of the broken heart.
Very good. Okay, let's go on to our next step, I believe. Yeah. Oops. Clear this.